The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back into it, back up to it, and down the creek we go. It's The Local Show with Tom and Steve. Guess what I did during the week?
It worked?
And I did. And I had to force myself, though, in the later afternoon to wash the car and go to a cruise-in over at the Clay Park.
Was that the first time you took the car to anything?
No, I've been taking it to various ones, but it's been so darn cold that we only stay for 5 minutes.
Have been getting the accolades that you wanted? And
I feel it. Again, and car people, the mature people like us, in our age bracket, are really cool. Everybody respects what you've done with every kind of car you have. But you get your younger people who kind of like, they walk by. They don't want to admit that your car looks good or anything like that. It's that kind of attitude stuff.
Well, I noticed the thing this week, those red things on your brake.
Calipers. The Brembo brakes.
They look really, the red pops in the stripe. It looks beautiful.
Well, you need that 4-system power braking to slow you down from 150.
Yeah. Well, the Explorer that I got from years ago, I'm starting in the back. Little specks of rust. Can you do something about that?
Oh, that's from the brakes. That is
it's on the tailgate.
Yeah, that's right. Believe it or not, it sprays off the brakes, and they actually make a couple of compounds that you can use.
I saw there's like little brown spots.
If you go over to the Sevs person,
Clean All.
Clean All, he will tell you he's got some automotive stuff over there that will take that right off.
Really? Yeah. Okay, I got to do it. I saw it. I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah, you see it on white cars a lot.
Yeah.
So but anyway, I had a good time, and a lot of people, in our age bracket who listen to the show and stuff like that, which is nice.
Cool.
All right. Really quickly, you got 30 seconds or less to tell me about Victory in Motion.
Okay, Victory in Motion. Dr. Petropoli. I talked to him this week. We chat all the time. He helps people with knees and heads, shoulders, knees and toes.
Yes.
Anything orthopedic. He's an orthopedic surgeon. What if you didn't need surgery?
Yeah.
If you've been going there and they're saying, eventually you got to get a second opinion for your knees or for anything else, give them a call, 685-7544. Seriously, get a second opinion. They do things differently. They do a lot of times you don't need surgery. VictoryInMotion.com.
Very nice. Yeah. If you've got a joint, go see them.
Yes.
And I think we all do. Liz Krisanda is here right now. It is Krisanda, not Krisanda, right?
It's Krisanda with that Syracuse A.
Yeah, there we go.
A.
She's the territory executive of the ALS Association Northeast Territory. Is that still your title?
Actually, I'm the regional vice president for the Northeast.
Good golly. They should update this stuff.
She's gotten very powerful. I'm
going to write that down. Regional vice president.
Absolutely. So I work in New York, New Jersey, all the way up through Maine.
Well,
Syracuse is my home. Love it here.
That's a small little swath of land.
Yeah, not at all. Not a bit.
Yeah. So ALS, getting closer to a cure, getting closer to holding it off. What's happening in the ALS world?
Oh my gosh, there's a lot going on in the field of ALS. But before I wanted to get started, May is ALS Awareness Month.
Oh, okay.
And then next Friday, June 2nd, is actually the 85th anniversary of the passing of Lou Gehrig.
Oh my goodness.
From ALS. And I wanted to say, I have some random facts about Lou Gehrig. Did you know that he was a 14-pound baby?
Wow, that's big.
Holy moly. Did you know that he went to Columbia on a football scholarship?
No.
Did you know that he actually auditioned to replace Johnny Weissmuller as Tarzan?
Didn't know that either.
And he didn't make the cut because they said his thighs were too muscular.
Good golly.
So all of that to say is that there's a lot of stuff about Lou Gehrig, but what we think about is ALS.
Yeah.
And that his life became ALS. And what we want to do is make sure that people who are living with ALS are living with ALS, and that their lives are full and meaningful, and that they are more than just that disease.
So living with it and hearing it. There's two different boxes there, right?
Two different boxes. So, what we're really focusing on is one is accelerating research, looking at the research, also advancing technology, and a lot of technology is helping people live better with ALS, whether that's complex power wheelchairs, whether that's voice generating devices, or even just smart home devices, so that they can control their environment and continue to communicate and live how they want to live, and then to reduce the financial and the emotional and the physical harms that come with an ALS diagnosis.
How does the association do those things?
So in terms of research, we fund basically initial stages of research, investigatory research, that I would say is not necessarily attractive yet to the pharmaceutical industry.
Because they can't make money on it.
Is that what
we're saying?
Right.
Isn't that terrible?
So more than 10 years ago, we invested in a kind of technology called antisense technology, which is like designer DNA drugs.
I see.
And last year, a drug was approved for use with a certain genetic variant of ALS. The drug is called Qalsody. And one of the things that we're finding with this drug is that not only is it slowing progression of ALS, people are regaining breathing function, people are regaining motor function.
Oh my goodness.
Now this is only at 2% of people with ALS, but so now it's like doubling down to make sure that we can have the same kind of medical advancements for the other 98%.
Wow,
that's incredible.
That's
huge.
That is amazing.
I had an amazing experience a few weeks ago. We were advocating in Albany for a genetic testings protection bill so that people are not afraid to get tested for a disease. And she had this particular variant in her family, and I'd asked her if she'd been tested. And she said, well, no, there's nothing they can do anyway. I said, oh, but there is.
Right.
And in my 10 years here, I never thought I'd be able to say that.
So there's a test. It does sound scary. Tom, here's a test that might suggest that you're going to manifest ALS. I understand the burying my head in the sand a little bit there, and I probably am not alone in that.
Not at all, but what we're finding is that we are looking at different genetic variants and mutations, and this kind of technology is showing us that we're going to have more and more.
Does that mean you're more likely to get ALS, or you will get ALS?
If you have a genetic variant, you have a 50% chance.
That's a very high percentage.
But it's a small percentage of the people with ALS.
Okay.
So only 10% of people with ALS have a genetic variant. Most of it is what we call sporadic, which you just are developing ALS, and we don't know why. And that's where a lot of the other research is.
How much of it is trauma, like if you were a football player or something like that? Does that come into play?
Well, that's the question. So we know that athletes have a slightly higher risk of developing ALS. We know that veterans are twice as likely to develop ALS. And a lot of the research is looking at whether there's a genetic variant and then an environmental trigger.
Could it be? Could it be that they have more muscle mass? Because athletes have stronger muscle mass. And then
I don't know if
military, they tend to work out. Is there anything to do with that?
The Department of Defense actually has the largest research bucket, and they're really looking at it because ALS right now is considered a service-connected disability.
Really? Wow.
I didn't know that.
It is.
As far as events are concerned that raise money for ALS, like the Ice Bucket Challenge or a walk, or what do you have coming up? What's in the agenda?
We have our annual CEO Soak in August, just the third week of August, which is where we are where we have community leaders and business leaders who go into the Clinton Fountain. And they raise money and also are soaked. And then we have our Syracuse Walk to Defeat ALS, which is September 26th.
Very nice. I'd like to throw Steve in a fountain.
We would love to have you. Absolutely. We'll be in touch.
Yes. YouTube listeners can see you're making direct eye contact with me right now. Yes.
I've done it. Fran Brown has done it. County executive has done it. We've all done it.
I have seen a lot of, let's shift the gears quickly. I have seen a lot of golf tournaments where companies will do them, and then the funds go to you. I've seen several companies do that.
Absolutely. So a lot of people, like they'll be impacted by ALS, whether it's an employee or family member, and so they'll raise money, bring their people together.
I know Michelle, my friends up at NET and Dye in Fulton, they do a tournament every year and fundraiser for ALS.
That is my favorite tournament of the year. Absolutely. See you there.
Great people. I will probably be there. Liz, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.